Sure. I think I'm just gonna emphasize what I said before about the do something that's meaningful. I did yoga this morning, and then but like I followed a YouTube thing, and then the last like message that she said, or the last little phrase she said was, "What's your intentions for today?" And it really struck me. I was like, "What are my intentions for today? Do I have an intention for today?" But anyways, it's something I'm taking with me, and maybe you should take it with you too. But like, do something meaningful and intentionally do it. Be fully present and mindful while you are doing it, so that you can get everything out of it, and that's gonna recharge you. It's gonna motivate you to, okay, I can do this. I can keep going. I can keep going. Yeah.
Hello OT, welcome to another video of Doing Big Becoming, where we aim to inform, impact, influence and inspire. On this channel we aim to bring you to a greater awareness of what occupational therapy is, what we do, how we can help you, but most importantly to your mental health and how you can improve that. So if this is your first time on this channel, welcome. Welcome. I hope that you enjoy being with us, and feel free to watch all our other videos as well. And after you have gotten the greatest benefit from each video, don't be jealous, don't be stingy, do the same for the other kids as well. Share, comment, like, and most importantly, subscribe if you are returning. Thank you for coming back, thank you for your loyalty. We appreciate it, we appreciate you, and that means that you are getting something from the channel, from these videos, which means that we are doing our job. So today I am not alone. Hey! I am with Miss Petersen over here. I am with Ruth, and then I'll just allow her to introduce herself.
Okay, so I'm Ruth, Ruth Petersen. I'm an occupational therapist, but that's weird. I don't think introducing yourself with your title is like normal, is it?
Yeah. Is it?
Anyways, I'm me, and I've been working in the Eastern Cape for a year and a half now, and this was the first time that I came here, and I'm loving it. Yeah.
And where's home, Ruth?
Oh, in Cape Town.
Yes. So yeah, that's just like giving us, a segue to dive straight into what we're here to chat about today. So we're just going to be talking to Ruth, reflecting on her experience as a community service therapist, and also just her very particular and unique experiences within the different fields of occupational therapy. She says she has like 1.5 years of experience, but I mean, like, she got the most she could have gotten in that 1.5 years. So we ain't about to let that go. Okay, so coming from the Western Cape, you did your community service in the Eastern Cape. How was the transition? Firstly, as an adult, because officially an adult, moving provinces, and also from studying to working.
It was definitely a big adjustment. Moving to the Eastern Cape was different. Cape Town doesn't have cows and potholes and and like, people really know you, like small town life. They knew, okay, you're the new girl. So that was different for me, but I think I just adapted to all the changes that kind of happened. I was keen for it. I knew that I was going to be thrown in the deep end, so I was like, I'm open to whatever comes my way. So I think that transition went quite well for me, just because of my mental space before the time. Like, I was kind of ready for, there's going to be a big change in my life. Did I answer that?
Okay, so you basically, like,
and then adult life, from student to adult. Hey? Yeah. yeah, I think I was always an independent person.
Mhm.
So I enjoyed having more independence, definitely. But I mean, with independence comes more responsibility.
Mhm.
And obviously, you're getting a young salary now.
A young
so,
rule allowance.
So yeah, you've got to know how to spend it, and you've got to
Mhm.
be, responsible with your money. Which, yeah, for the first 3 months, yeah, I didn't save. Yeah, save, guys. But I mean, yeah, it's your community service here, so it's really your time to learn. It's your time to learn, not only in terms of like, work, but just life as well. Yeah.
And on that learning note, what's the one thing or few things, most important things that you can say that you actually learned from that year?
So in terms of like where I worked, I worked in a mental health.
Okay, maybe we should start there. Where did you work?
Okay, I worked in Fort Beaufort at a mental health hospital. Rehabilitation.
Which is where I'm working now.
Yes. Wow.
How's that?
But I think for me, I felt like I learned more about office, like how to handle things in the office, and like relationships with colleagues, and like hospital politics. I felt like I learned more about those things than actual therapy things. I don't know if it was just because of my setting, and how the therapy departments run there and stuff. So yeah, I learned about like how to work with your supervisor, how to work with people who are on the same level as you, how to work with people who are, because we have like OT assistants, and like the assistant is like, he could be my dad, and I must tell you what to do. Like, that is so weird. I can't say I have a handle on that yet, even. I'm still learning. Yeah, so I think that's one aspect. I mean, and then the other thing I learned was about saving, actually. And investment, and like, the time is now.
Yeah.
Now is the time, guys.
Wow.
Yo, you think you have time? You don't have time. Shame, you do have time, but like, save now.
Okay, you seem very passionate about these lessons and points that you took away from your community service here. So the question then becomes, how has that and the Holy Spirit from last year and those lessons prepared you for where you are now?
Yeah, it's definitely assisted. And also that's how we learn and how we grow. Like, if you're gonna learn something and you're not gonna use it and apply it to your life, then what is the point of learning? So yeah, I found myself in quite a sticky situation or whatever, and basically like how to work with people and how to come across as, now I'm not the, I don't know, because to me I always think of myself as like a little still learning, and you have to come across now as a professional. Yes, I'm working in here, I'm a professional, and like I have knowledge, and I can actually impart that knowledge, and I can contribute to a team in a very impactful way. So yeah, getting to just even getting into that mind space of like, okay, I'm not the student that must just sit and
take
be quiet,
direction,
and yeah, I can actually
initiate,
and yeah. Yeah, I think, does that answer something? Yeah.
Does it answer something? And then
and also the saving up, yeah.
Always. Saving will always help. Yo, especially during this pandemic, I'm sure a lot of people either are grateful that they did save or wish they had saved sooner or a bit more. So just a brief diversion. A diversion. Okay. How has your life been impacted by COVID-19? Because that's like the big elephant in the room.
So when COVID-19 hit South Africa, I was working in the private sector actually, and yeah, it made me very anxious. I don't see myself as an anxious person, but yeah, I was definitely hit by anxiety, and just in terms of like, okay, so it was a rehab hospital, so it's like we're not going to get acute patients, so we're kind of still protected, but it's going to make its way here. And then what am I going to do? And am I prepared? Am I like, am I, I'm on the front line, so am I willing to get this disease, virus and stuff? So yeah, it was very anxiety provoking. And also then lockdown started, and then I was like very alone because I lived alone, and wow, yeah, it wasn't a good time, eh? Still a very hectic time. But yeah, I mean, I think we all went through, and still, it's not a, it's very uncertain times at the moment. We don't know what our future looks like. So there's fear in that. There's fear of the unknown. Yeah, so, but I think what has kind of helped me has been my faith, and yeah, in all of this, I also try and like do a lot of naturey things. I enjoy going outdoors, so that's kind of my outlet and gives me some energy. What is the point?
Outlet, outdoors.
Yay! Yeah, that helped me to try and keep my balance. Yeah, or head above water.
Yeah, it just goes back to doing the small things that you take for granted and overlook, but are actually very important for your health. So yeah.
And exercise as well.
Definitely.
Getting your body moving. Sure. Actually was having a conversation with Asi yesterday, but I'm trying to get a strong body so that I can have a strong mind. Because my mind isn't strong at the moment. And I feel like me trying to get my body strong is definitely gonna improve the way my mind is, because there's definitely a connection between body and mind, and there's a definite connection between mental health and physical health. And I feel like you should just link it here. just open the floor for you.
Speaking of the link between physical and mental, body and mind. Before we go into that, actually, you mentioned that you worked in private, right? So your community service was done in a public setting, and then you went on to work in a private setting. So tell us a bit about that, and then you can just like contrast the two.
Okay, so I think first the big difference is that my community service was in mental health, and now the private was, which is quite different just already. So I can't say that I can like really compare because it's not the same aspects. But I mean, there's definite differences, and when I think of what my colleagues are working in compared to what I was working in, it's very different. So we've got a lot more resources in private. You are like super connected to the medical aids. In public, you don't hear about medical aid at all, really. You never really come across it. Whereas I had to know, you have to know, okay, you have to look at what medical aid are they in. What does that actually mean? So does that mean they can get a wheelchair? Does it mean they can get crutches? Can I put both crutches and wheelchair on the order form? Also, I have to order all these equipment. Like, yeah. Okay, yes, in public you also order equipment, but it's like in private you order equipment for each and every individual patient that you have, which takes up a lot of your time. There's a lot of report writing, but that's a good skill that I have now. There's a lot of computer time. Wow, I'm just on the computer. Eh? And everybody's got their own computers also
Oh wow.
in the office.
Going back to what you said about resources.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own computers, you've got your own like software and stuff. So that's such a resource. And then obviously in terms of like the gym and the equipment that we have, there's enough plinths for like a lot of patients. I mean, I think there was a team of 5 OTs and 5 physios, and we can all kind of work in the same gym together because there's that much space. And this is observing COVID-19 protocols.
Wow.
So,
Well, the space is so big, we can all social distance. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then just in terms of like, activities of daily living that we focus on in occupational therapy, it was just amazing because, I can do gardening in our beautiful gardens that's like elevated from the ground so that it's not, you don't have to pay.
It's modified.
Yes, it's really adapted. There's a whole kitchen just for ADL use. This is not a kitchen for us as staff to go eat our lunches. It's let's go baking and let's go wash the dishes.
Therapeutic use.
Yeah, therapeutic use.
Wow.
So that's
the main difference.
Yeah.
So looking at how, or like looking back now, the training that you got in varsity and the settings that you did your practicals in, and would you say that your training in school actually prepared you for what you encountered in your comp survey and after that?
I think at varsity they try their best to give us as much knowledge as they can, definitely. But the context, the environment that you're going to be in, well, they can't determine what that's going to be.
Sure.
So you've got to find your own way, and in terms of just like your context and the resources that you have, do I feel that I was equipped enough from varsity? I'm not sure, but I do feel that they also stress that you are going to be put in a situation where you've got nothing
in the bundies.
And then what are you going to do? So you've also, we've got to think on our feet. So you do what you can and
do what you can with what you have.
Yeah.
That's actually what Liz Brown said in a tape that I watched earlier this week. So, what's been the greatest lesson for you? Like whether, like just as an OT, and also like how has it changed you? Yeah, more that. Like how has being like an OT and the encounters that you've had with your patients, how has that changed you as a person?
How has it changed me? Sure. You ask us some hectic questions. I think how meaningful an activity can really be to a patient. I'm thinking of this one specific instance, and it was a lady. I think she had a hip fracture, and she'd been in hospital for I think 4 weeks before she came to the rehab setting. And then I think it was maybe like the first session that I had with her, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm the OT and this and that and that, and let's work on our goals together. And we worked on our goals together. It was very nicely set out. And I think by the 3rd or the 4th session, she was like, just in passing and just talking to me, she was like, oh, my hair's so dirty. I just wish I could wash my hair. And then I was like, why did we not do that the first day? And the next session, it was us going to the shower, having a shower and washing her hair. And the difference in that woman afterwards, it was like I was an angel or a god or something. Like, thank you so much. You listened to me. It's something so simple, but I've been in the hospital for 5 weeks now and my hair hasn't been washed. It's something that's kind of simple, but it was so meaningful to her, and that just really touched me and made me more more cognizant of the fact that we've got to really look at our patients and really find out from them, what do you want, why are you, okay, not why are you here, but who are you and how can I really impact your life?
What do you actually want from me?
Yes. So, and I think that can only make me a better therapist, and hopefully any other therapist who's watching this. Yeah, and then also like how it's impacted me was, I've also got to do things that is really meaningful to me. We're not always fine, and then you've got to get into like, okay, I need to get fine now, but what am I going to do to get there? And if you do something that's so meaningful to you, which is maybe like me going hiking, you'll feel hundreds the next day. So
yeah. Wow. So do experiences like that, because I can imagine like you can't just have an experience like that and be like, okay, next, you kind of like live in that experience for like a while, and you kind of like reflect.
Yeah.
Do moments like that like affirm why you wanted to go into OT in the first place?
I think the short answer to that would be yes, but I don't know why I went into OT. but it definitely gives me the, yes, this is what you must do. Like, this is what you should have been doing. This gives you that fulfillment. So yeah. I don't know why I got into OT though.
Okay, let's maybe going backwards now, but okay, you don't know how you got here, but you're here.
Yeah,
how did you make the decision then to be like, okay, let's first option occupational therapy, send it in, choose me, Jimmy?
I definitely wanted to be in the health field, and I think I took a course, like those online, like what should I?
Yes, those aptitude tests.
Yes. And then it was by like my options were a doctor, biokineticist, a physio, and OT, and some other things. But then, anyways, obviously researched all of them. But then OT like stood out. But to be honest, like I still didn't really know what it was. And
we all didn't know what it was until
yes, only in second year did I figure it out. Eh? So yeah, but then I did go job shadowing. And then I was like, wow, this is really cool and it's really diverse. I can do this. Yeah. But then, wow. Then third year, and I was like, I can't do it.
And then fourth year,
I'm like, yeah, I can do it.
I got it. So so you're comfortable, like as you staying.
Yeah,
this is the.
I'm staying.
Okay. So with all of that experience, with mental and in physical, public and private, and also the experience that you have from clinical work in varsity, is there like a niche or like a direction that you would like to go or take your OT to?
So I definitely have a passion for psych and for mental health. Definite passion there, but also working in the physical field, I found a love for neuro as well. So specifically CVAs and TBIs, I really enjoy that. But working in physical gave me a lot more like fulfillment, but because it is a more, kind of in 6 weeks, I'm going to see the result. Whereas with mental health, you don't really see the result in the short term at all. So, yeah. And also, I love policies. Weird. I don't know if that's weird, but yeah. Policies like legislation and stuff. Yeah, OTs can like go into that as well.
Yes, we do that too.
Yes. So I would like to, like, kind of the more experience I have, I'd like to go into policies at the end of the day. But yeah, in terms of like psych, I must say, I currently, and even last year, I don't think I had the level of mental health to work in mental health. So I definitely see myself going back, but not at the moment because I can't. Yeah, but I love it. Big passion for it, and yeah.
Ruth, just before we
Wrap
it up, okay. Anyway, so first of all, let me just thank you for coming onto this channel. And then, is there like a parting message that you want to leave with our O team? Because we aim to inspire as well. So
Sure. I think I'm just gonna emphasize what I said before about the do something that's meaningful. I did yoga this morning, and then I followed a YouTube thing, and then the last like message that she said, or the last little phrase she said was, "What's your intentions for today?" And it really struck me. I was like, "What are my intentions for today? Do I have an intention for today?" But anyways, it's something I'm taking with me, and maybe you should take it with you too. But like, do something meaningful and intentionally do it. Be fully present and mindful while you are doing it, so that you can get everything out of it, and that's gonna recharge you. It's gonna motivate you to, okay, I can do this. I can keep going. I can keep going. Yeah. That's what I'd say.
Ooh, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling quite, filled.
Hey.
I'm feeling rather filled and thinking about my intentions. So I hope that whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, that you will set your intentions for the day, for the next day, and just be intentional, present, and mindful in every moment. So thank you again, Ruth, for coming on to our channel. If you want Ruth to come back, you just do what you have to do. Hey! I already see she wants to come back, so please encourage her in the comment section. Encourage me to come back in the comment section. And also, if there's anything else that stood out for you in this video, please comment with that. Please share this video as well. You can't be the only person that benefits from this. Come on now. So yeah, like, watch, share, subscribe, and until the next video, continue to do your best to do, be, and
Become.
there we go. Bye.
TOT, there's never much love when we go OT. I pray to make it back in one piece.